My name's Matt Larabie, and my band name is Matt Larabie. I'd say like indie alternative music because I'm really influenced by like the '70s singer songwriters, James Taylor, Fleetwood Mac. So I'd say I try to take that and use our current technology. um, my older brother, he listened to records and 8 tracks, and he had like a Grease record, and we would listen to the soundtrack to Grease. And yeah, yeah. I didn't know at first. I had drum lessons. I started as a drummer, and then I asked one day. I was like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do after school," and he's like, "You can study drums." I was like, "Oh, cool." So um, I thought he said you could go to Hamburg, like Germany. And I was just like, oh, and I walked away from that lesson. I was like 16. And I was just like, how am I going to afford to live in Germany? And then I came back next week and I'm like, I don't know if I can do that, man. He said, no, I said Humber. It's in Toronto, not Hamburg. And I was like, so relieved. So yeah, I went to school in Toronto. I saw like bagpipe bands like in parades, and they would always have a drum line. And as a kid, I always was like, I need to do like whatever that sound is. Like I was just so into that sound, and so I had free drum lessons for like a bagpipe band when I was like 14 that my friend was going to. So I did that, and then because I begged my parents, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't give me a drum kit. They're like, it's a fad. And then when I took free lessons and I kept going, then after that I slowly got like a cereal box drum kit, and then like from humble beginnings. And the bands I played in were like with my friends were like one was called our Main Street was never called Main Street. It was called Gore Street, and they were into like screamo and hardcore, and so we called it Gore Street. But I was in a band, and everything in that band was like gonna be MIDI, like it was all gonna be programmed drums. And I kind of just I didn't know. I was like, maybe we'll like if that's the way, but I knew that I would be very replaceable as a player in the band and not a writer. They get to stay, they're not as replaceable, I guess. So I started writing music, like started writing songs when I was with them, and I was just like, oh, I kind of like was a little depressed or sad about it because I realized I was like, oh, I love writing songs. What have I done? Like my whole life up to that moment, and then I switched from after school from drumming, and I just really I love writing songs. So I think it helps me simply like just rhythmically. Like I think it gives me a lot of options that I might not have had if I wasn't a drummer before. I don't think about it when I'm writing. I think it just, because of that though, it affects my writing, and it gives me more freedom to like, oh, I could try. It's more tools. Now when I'm writing, I do it because it makes me feel, it's kind of therapeutic. It helps me get stuff out. I really enjoy writing, and now it means something to me when I write, and it's like I'm writing about stuff that matters to me. Yeah, a lot more. Other people definitely, their impression is you are this. Your identity is drummer. And so when I went to school, I'm all like nimbly bimly, like I'm going to write songs. I didn't know how I was going to get music from me writing it to like people hearing it or recorded like nice, like properly. And so like I just happened to go back to school during COVID, and my last year of school was a recording project. So it just everything lined up in it, and it spent like an obsessive like amount of time putting them together. And I think a bit of it is because I wanted it to be really good, but B, because I think I wanted to maybe like a part of me, like I didn't really think about this, but wanted to detach from that. Like Matt can drum, but it's not really what I want to do. A lot. It's been a lot. It's been a lot of a lot because it's, and I know it's not just me, it's like anybody But for me, it's definitely uh, I have a lot of feelings and a lot of thoughts, and I overthink a ton of stuff. Just let things happen. Basically, just face stuff and see what happens. Because I have a ton of anxiety. I don't like doing a lot of this stuff, but it's part of the thing, and really, I want to do it. I just have a lot of anxiety and nerves and stuff, but I'd rather just do it. So it's been difficult. And of course, with all my answers, it's been long story long. I can't keep this concise, but I would say the summary of it is it's absolutely worth it. Cause I don't want to miss this opportunity to do this stuff. So yeah, them to anybody else, it's like a Shia LaBeouf kind of, just do it. Please go do it. Please go find out, Magic School Bus your life, as in just make mistakes and see just see what happens. Make a ton of mistakes, fail miserably, because you'll survive it. You'll be okay. What I'm doing right now and with you and doing all this is stuff that my brain would tell me, don't do it. You're better off. You'll be comfortable and safe. And I say, if you feel any of that kind of anxiety, just do it anyways. I'll end with this. Somebody told me, courage, what was it? Courage is not the absence of fear, but it's having the fear and doing it anyways. And that makes life worthwhile, but it is scary as hell. just, whatever, do it. Okay. I got into Ed Sheeran when he first, in 2015. And basically all he did was write whatever he wanted, all the time, every day he wrote a song. He wrote a song every day. That was the most important thing. He wrote every day. So my process was influenced by that. I started writing a song every single day, no matter what, no matter how I felt. Every day, I'm just exercising the muscle of creativity, and I'm just the other thing was, I don't think too much about what I'm writing about. I just kind of I don't edit till later. I just say what I want to say. It might not make sense. And then I'll go back because it'll be done. That's kind of my process. And then basically I find out if I don't know what I'm writing about, then it'll tell me what it is. I'll start to figure out, oh, it's about this or it's about that. That's not hard and fast. Sometimes it's just, it can be really random. Sometimes it's chords first. Sometimes it's a thing I want to talk about. Sometimes it's really inspired by Paul McCartney, where he's just somebody asked him, do you know how to write a song? And how do you write a song? He said, I don't know. And he's just I don't want to know. I just want to write. So maybe you probably have to edit the shit out of this. But all I would say is I keep doing it, and I don't really concern myself with what it's about. I just write about whatever. So coming up, I have this song coming out, New Day, and then another song after that. What can I say? It's gonna be It's gonna be singles. I'm gonna be releasing some singles. And they're going to be all over the place, in terms of their vibe. So mysterious, I don't know. It'll be different. It'll be different stuff. My name is Matt Larabie. I'm out of London, Ontario. You can find my music on all the streaming platforms. Hit up the Spotify, Matt Larabie, Instagram, Matt Larabie Music, and Bandcamp if you're feeling saucy, and you want to pay to play. Yeah. And I'll be in London and I'll be playing.
All right. We'll see you around then, big guy.